everybody. It's a thrill to be here with you today and to tell you the story about this little airport that could, how we've defied gravity to become something that nobody in the airline industry, in this community, in this region, literally in the United States thought was possible. Okay? And that is a success. Right? And we've done it. And we've done it in a couple of different ways. The little airport that could is built on relationships. It's built on spirit, the deep warrior spirit within us all. And our relationship with our customers, our ability to engage with people like you. Raise your hand if you have flown out of the African airport. I love each and every one of you. And really we do. I mean, that expression is not just my joyful enthusiasm. Actually, I just met a person today, here he is, is he still there? Was right behind me. He is taking his first trip out of the African airport. I mean, what a gift that is for me. He shared that story, told me that he's flying because Southwest is now an African, and he's going to join our family. And I hope that he has this wonderful experience because we want him and all of you to come back again and again and again and to enjoy this community resource that means so much to us, that I have been such a lucky steward of. You know, really, when you work for a public agency like an airport, for example, the goal, the end goal for us is not profits, it's perpetuity, right? It's to leave the place better after our service to it and to you, the community, than when we arrived. And I've had that blessing for 16 years with the African airport. Here we are. So what about the airport? Well, we're government. How many times have you thought, hey, government, savvy, creative, innovative, leading edge, in relationship with you? No, we don't think that way, because most government agencies don't feel that way. They don't behave that way. They don't act that way. Well, we do. We cut that mold. We've decided that intentionally that we want to be in relationship with our community and with our customers. But you know, our little airport, I love this. My former boss and mentor, Fred Crumb, who we'll talk about more later, amazing guy. He said that he loved our airport because it had unlimited potential, unlimited upside, and a limited downside potential. And if any of you have worked in that space before, where you can maybe achieve really great things, but the risk is really large, right? If you've been in that space, you'll know what it's like to be at the African airport. Because we have unlimited potential. We've got great competition, this huge competition really close to us. Cleveland Hopkins Airport, we've got Pittsburgh, and they're all vying for the same thing. They also want you to fly from their airports. But we want to be in a relationship with you. We want to explore potential, and we needed a vision for this. And that was what Fred Crumb did, to find that vision about 20 years ago. Airlines control our price and product. We don't control it ourselves. And that's interesting, too. For those of you that work in business, imagine if you couldn't control the price of your product, right? We can influence the price with the airlines that we bring in, but we cannot control it. And because of all of these factors, the first 50 years, 50 years, very difficult at the African airport. Lots of roller coaster rides. Huge upside, huge downside potential. And we saw that with deregulation. Think about the airline industry as a whole. It's a very, very dynamic, changing industry that's confronted with challenges all the time. Think skyrocketing oil. Think recession and what that does to your propensity to travel, right? Think about consolidation. Think about even trying to make money. The airline industry has lost billions of dollars collectively over its existence. So the challenges are out there, right? And so what we've got to do is figure out how do we overcome those challenges, and how do we thrive as serve this community in a powerful way. So it's all based on spirit and relationships. And when I'm thinking of spirit, we're talking about warrior spirit, that propensity to act, drawing on that intensity from within, right? And we go down there and it's like, I am going to defend this because it matters. It matters to this community, It matters to me personally, and it matters to people that we are in relationship with. Take us back just for a moment. So for us, this is powerful vision, and you just saw briefly the picture of Fred Crum, and Fred had that vision. And he said, you know, if we've got low fares, we can carve out a unique brand position, a differentiated position for our airport in this community. We can be that low fare complement to the big hub. And it was important, and it really coalesced us all, you know, around this one dream, this one vision about what we could be to serve this community. And we are America's providers. When we draw on our warrior spirit, we do it, and we are all in. Okay, we don't go in halfway and say, oh, well, this might work out for us. We'll see how it goes. Put a little advertising and, you know, just hope all turns out okay. We're not into hope. Hope is not a strategy, right? So we're very deliberate about how we approach our goals and our success. So, so most importantly, you have to believe it every time, right? Have you ever got into something, oh, makes me nervous? Well, I'm going to tell you a story. Just shortly after I started in '96, Fred Crum and I went down and we talked with an airline called ValueJet. Anybody ever heard of ValueJet? You guys remember? It's amazing to me how many of us have forgotten over the years. They were a low-fare carrier, darling of the industry back in the day. They had a very, very bad crash, bad accident, big, horrible pictures. 116 people died on the airplane, and it was awful. And the pictures just terrible. They stayed in your mind for a very long time. A lot of airlines have crashes, although it doesn't come up. But theirs really came into a place that struck the American psyche very deeply. But then we regrouped, right? Had a lot of cash in the bank. They started to change the business model. And we went and talked to them. It was 1997, and we had had 5 bad years back at Camp Airport. And we went down to them and we said, hey, we're desperate enough. How about you guys? Are you all in? Because we are. And the guy, the airline planner who made that, who we spoke with, a guy named Dave Ulmer, he was sucking on a lollipop, which he did all the time. He was a marathon runner who sucked on lollipops. He sucked his lollipop, he said, I guess we better give this a try. Let's do this thing, right? But I will say that we really needed to go deeply because the image was so tarnished with this carrier. I'm like, this is a big challenge. This is big. And they didn't want to even tell, they didn't want to hold a press conference announcing a new service. They were not confident it was going to work like the PR marketing people. We were confident it was going to work. And you know what we did? We went out there with our ValueJet t-shirts on, had this big kind of fluffy looking airplane guy. I went out there and I'm like, this carrier just lowered fares 70% to Atlanta. Who's going with me? And you know what they did? They came and they went to Atlanta with us. It was just amazing. At the time, the system-wide load factor for ValueJet, 36%. 36%. That is about, that's 1 foot in the grave and 1 foot on a banana peel. Okay, they are not going to last long. Came back from Canton. First flight was totally full, and they had an 89% load factor. And all of a sudden, you know what happened? There was hope. Maybe this can be fun, right? So we inspired hope with them. They inspired hope in us. And it just came together. It was really one of the most magical partnerships in all of the airline industry. And Fred Crum, talked about this power of the idea. And you gotta know what you want in order to get it. And you must trust your crazy ideas. ValueJet felt crazy, but somehow we learned. All right, so what about those relationships? We have a fundamental belief in the power of potential in our people. All right, and I talked about Fred, and I talked about the people at ValueJet, some believe and some don't, right? But somehow we've got to come together. And this power and potential just really matters. And I think about ValueJet that was actually purchased by AirTran. And the people at AirTran that believed in our community and did things for Akron and at Akron that no other plan in the world would have thought of. So one example, New York LaGuardia. Who's flown to New York? Yeah. It's the biggest air market on the planet. Okay, more people go there than any other place on the planet. And we wanted to go there too. And the senior planner at AirTran Airways called us up and he said, hey, we got a crazy idea. And he said, we'd like to go Akron, Canada. We had 21 people a day, by the way, going to New York at the time. Akron, Canada, New York, LaGuardia, twice a day on big jets. And they're going to go from no seats to 230 daily seats to New York. And so we think that this is going to stimulate the market and demand. And he said, this is either the best or the worst idea I have ever had. We were all in, because we thought, this is our chance. This is our chance to show that we can be something better and bigger for this community. And you know what? It worked. It just worked. We went and marketed the crap out of those flights. Think bigger words, people. We told everybody, and it was in every conversation, every chamber speech, everything that we did, we started talking about New York. Because New York went from $1,200 to $49 overnight when AirTran said that they come to New York. That matters, doesn't it? So think cumulatively, nearly $1 billion in airfare savings since AirTran Airways came into Little Akron Canyon Park. $1 billion. That's a lot. That's a lot more trips generated. That's a lot more money spent on other things that also matter to us, right? So, huge story for us. The community. It's hope. We've inspired hope in this community. And what could be better than that? Through the recession, there were two bright spots in Stark County. Took a company in Akron Canyon Airport. We believe we can keep doing it. We've broken passenger records in 2010, 2011. We're up 10% compared to last year. And that comes because that hope, that confidence, those relationships between the matter with the community, with the people who work with us and for us, they all have paid off. And then lastly is our CAC family. And many of the people that work for our airport have worked with us for 20 plus years. They believe they've been on the ride with us, right? And they take care of each other. Just like they take care of our place. When you come to the Akron Airport, you're not going to see a fancy building, but you're going to see a very clean one, right? And you'll see our CEO pick up a piece of paper and put it into the trash can, not because he's trying to look at, showy in front of people, but because it matters to them. It's just our fundamental core belief in the place and in respecting each other and bringing that into our daily life and work. And it's been a blessing for me to be part of that. And I love this quote. I found this, and it talks about the end of a love affair. To me, it all is love affairs. We have a love affair with AirTran. We have a love affair with Southwest. We have a love affair with this community. And love affairs can be cut, though, down by 1,000 cuts. But they're preserved by 1,000 stitches, right? And every day, we're stitching relationships in our life, whether it's professionally, whether it's with our children, whether it is other family and friends. The stitches are what matter, not the cuts. So what about our customers? When we talk about customers, we talk about customers with a capital C. Because we really do, when we talk about love and how the affection we feel for our people, we want to be in a relationship with you. We want you to feel engaged with us. We love social media because of this. Is anybody in here a fan of the Akron Canyon Airport on Facebook? Thank you. That's awesome. And you'll see a lot of that. We're very emotive. Anytime you post to our wall, we're going to get right back with you, right? Because we care. We really, genuinely want you to have a positive experience. And if you don't, we want to know about it so we can get it corrected as quickly as possible. So being in a relationship with our customers, not relying on the airline, to be in a relationship with you and us just to be the pavement, the bricks and mortar that you pass through, not good enough. Not good enough for Akron, Ohio. We want to be in a relationship with you. We want to serve you at a new level, and we want you to be glad of it. So customers with a capital C. Oh, we're going to go back to this guy. All right, and we also really want to be engaged, and we want to be engaged because we are into customers, or into our public sectorness and our transparency, right? We are government. And so that matters to us. There's a different ethical standard when you're into perpetuity and not into profits. We must be totally transparent to you. You have access to everything that we are and everything that we can be. And we want you to influence it, and we want you to be part of it, and to enjoy it the way that we do. And we do have this culture, and we want to engage because you are really fantastic, and we are blessed to be here to serve you. All right, so unexpected. We're that little airport that could, and it's all because of you, and because of that warrior spirit, and because of the relationships that truly matter. And at the end of the day, when you're done with the Carmina Trail, and you say to yourself, it's a job well done. It's a job well done. So I'm going to share a little video with you about why our customers matter to us so much. And you'll see the ingredients that brings the genuine joy when people come